Hi everyone, it's Anne. Thank you for joining me. We are experiencing some huge energies that are coming in right now. They are very intense now. I sound like a broken record because I'm talking about the same story, it seems, in these updates. But these shifts are so powerful. More and more people are coming online and moving up and through this ascension process. This global transformation here cannot be denied. There are just so many who are reaching all new levels of understanding and truth within their own lives. Now, this is an inward journey. This is an inner journey. We are experiencing massive healing taking place right across the board. We are being exposed to and purging through some very dense personal energies. A lot of this has been stored up for quite some time. It releases in stages. We spin back through different aspects of what we're here to learn, and more is revealed through keys, through videos, through reading, research, and various other sources come to light to help us understand the bits and pieces that are still holding us back, and to provide us with insight and understanding about who we truly are, our authentic selves. So this has been, continues to be the ongoing process. Now, we're gaining momentum here. We're gaining speed as we feel these energies, as we practice and understand, moving out of the old programs, applying ourselves to understanding when the ego mind is trying to take over the show. Again, a lot of this stuff I have been talking about it's a bit repetitive, but for those who repetitive is good. I mean, look what is happening in the media. But this is big. Now, when I do these energy updates, most of you know who follow me, I don't follow they're becoming more and more popular. I've been doing them my own way now for a couple of years. And now this is not based, and never really has been based on looking at tons of reports and data. This is based on my inner knowing, my inner knowledge, my connection to the magnetosphere, personally feeling. I'm very, very highly sensitive, and personally feeling the strength of these energies as they come through, and as they different aspects of it. Now, I try and understand sort of how these are connected to some of the tools occasionally, but I don't really spend a ton of time doing that. My personal observations with respect to tools and my personal thoughts on the tools out there, they are absolutely very helpful. We've come to all new levels of understanding about the power of the solar system, the effects of the sun, the effects of the poles, the magnetic poles, all aspects of all different kinds of things become more and more clear as we go through this process. But my own personal viewpoint on the tools is we're learning more and more how to move away from needing to look at the tools and to really feeling the energies so that we can adjust ourselves accordingly. And this has been a big part of my process. I tend to pick up on the Schumann, or had in the past, and that's what I was basing my reports on in the beginning. And what I'm finding is when we rely too heavily as a collective, when we start to really shift our mental energy towards certain directions, and this is what I'm thinking is happening with respect to reporting on energy and the tools, is that they're more apt to be manipulated, in my opinion, to strengthen the cause on one side of the story. Again, it's a control mechanism. So I tend to especially lately, I'm getting this messaging around, really just sort of see how you feel. And from everything we've learned through this process, when you move and when you back off, but primarily to really pay attention to our body, our physical body, and to treat it accordingly through our intuitive understanding. And this includes rest, definitely a lot of hydration, eating well, whatever that means to you, enjoying life, finding the goodness in it, the joy, the satisfaction, staying out of the lower vibrational energies, the narratives that are absolutely everywhere. And definitely there's like movement and rest are both critical here. So the energies are enormous. And I know that there's some it's been called for a while to see me action happening, but again, the primary thing that's going on here is this collective shift is gaining more momentum, it's gaining more speed. The messages, the cool thing about all of this is, and this is where I come from, it's really the messages, the healing underlying the energies, because the ultimate story here, regardless of the ups and downs in the energetics, in the frequencies and all of those things. It is what is it actually doing for us to move us through this process. And to me, this is where the beauty lies. We focus less on the ascension symptoms, which are going to be very big right now for a lot of people, feeling very whacked out on many levels. It's the only term I can come up with, but without going into all the details, because we're moving quickly past that into the creation and really formulating this lifestyle past the restrictive mindset. So what I'm getting is, this continues to be a message for me, is a hawk. So having a higher view, having your independent thought, looking at the bigger picture. So the expansive energies, seeing beyond yourself. And this is huge right now, moving beyond perception. So we spend a lot of time in a very narrow, focused area of possibility. A lot of us are growing into our true selves, into our confidence and strength, and really moving out of the box. But we still have very limited capacity to understand the magnitude of these shifts and the power that each of us actually holds to manifest that which we desire. And this is getting stronger and stronger. But it's really important to not limit yourself in terms of what is possible on many, many different levels. This is why I keep seeing this hawk. It's really circling. It's really showing its independence. And it's saying, keep a higher perspective here, shift out of those negative energies, practice this. Again, another topic I've been talking about. Keep yourself moving out. This is our natural state, really, is to go into this place of mastering where your ego is trying to take over, and being friends with it. It's not a bad thing. It's just something that we're learning here to put the mind aside. It can be put aside, and it can be simple if we just can, for a moment at least. And a lot of us do this in meditation, in whatever that means to you. Again, there are no cookie cutter, there are no standards. Each of us creates our own methods for dealing with these energies. But if we can leave everything aside and just be empty, we take moments of doing that and trusting what we're creating, believing in the process, surrendering and flowing with what is coming our way, not looking at it as a negative or a positive experience, but just looking at it in a place of trust. These energies have been huge, and we have been tested on these levels. Of keeping your calm, of non-reaction, of really going, this is a collective shift. Everyone's at their different places. that if we hold and maintain our value system here, our true value system, and stay true to that, we are going to see that reflected in those who come into our lives. And this is what is happening. So we're doing this for ourselves. We're doing this to really bring through ancestral clearing here. We are affecting all of those around us, including our kids and our family, by holding this power and strength within ourselves and standing true and strong to who we are to make this planet better. And we're doing it. So it's actually fascinating that all this is happening as we all go through different phases of understanding, of clarity, of different chakras being activated, different blockages becoming more and more clear. The other thing is enmeshment trauma. So, I mean, I have experienced, learned about the programs I learned from childhood from my parents who grew up in a war. I have stayed in touch with my mother, although she has and can have narcissistic tendencies. But after a number of years, just sort of, just stepping back and learning more and more about where she's coming from, and a non-reactive mood, protecting my energy, I've learned so much about myself and my program. So, wow, I'm just learning today that, my mother really focuses on, and one of the reasons why I had such strong thought processes is the enmeshment trauma of her identity coming from me. And I still see that today when we talk. This morning, I had these aha moments about this, and I could see the competition that exists. She's 30 years older than me. That she has in her mind that she has to prove herself in everything I say and everything I do. And it's really becoming clear. These types of emotional journeys, these types of healing and clearing are coming to the table in various formats for us. So that's just one. I mean, the list continues. So we're widening our scope. We're moving beyond perception. We are, this is why it's kind of like these tools to me are limiting. And this is part of this message is, yes, so many people are waking up because I did the same a few years ago, understanding the Schumann, and all those charts and things have been going off for years now. But we are moving beyond. What is the truth of what is happening is beyond our senses, beyond our mind's ability to categorize it. It's really important to understand this. And this is where we are moving beyond the analytics, beyond the science, beyond the scope of the mind, beyond the capacity for us to make sense of it. It's a process of true letting go and trust. As we trust what is happening, what is coming to us, as we let go of the need to control. It is, and then we are, we're gently rowing our boat in the direction that we want it to go, but also knowing that the outcome is going to be source derived. Our thoughts are going to support, our beliefs are going to support it, but it needs to be balanced with letting go and trusting. So much is happening behind the scenes of this emotional release journey, of this individual empowerment journey, as women in particular are releasing the feminine energy. I'm sorry, not women, but the feminine energy is coming into her power. And we're going to be experiencing this through another thing that came through is where we're holding on to pelvic floor wounding. And I have to thank all the people out there who are putting in the effort and time to share various aspects of this journey. We have and can, especially as women, especially as empaths, still be holding on to where we were maybe sexually abused, where that process of that is supposed to be so special wasn't. We know that there is so many issues surrounding this over the years, centuries, for gosh sakes. So this one is coming out. We're feeling the clearing, and we're going to feel it in the sacral chakras, in the lower chakras, in the pelvis region, in the hips. I think I'm holding on to energy in my left hip for all of the collective these days. But all jokes aside, bringing this to awareness by something you read and sitting with it and going, that is true. I have just never really allowed myself to really understand how much I put up with and pushed aside as a non-issue. And boy, oh boy, it's a lot bigger than I thought. But because I've been doing this process for a while, in many different aspects, I can understand it. I can sit with it. I can come back to really loving myself and forgiving myself for accepting that behavior and being kind and soft to my body. We put ourselves through so much, especially as women who are trying to live up to some friggin' extremely difficult situations that we are supposed to be taking care of. I mean, I still see this every day, and oh my God, we have to give ourselves a break. Our physical bodies are absolutely amazing pieces of work. We need to be kind and take care. We need to do things for ourselves that feel good. Taking the time to get massages for ourselves, foot rubs, any kind of therapy that brings you peace, joy, the happiness, or with another individual, but at a very, very self-loving perspective. This stuff is all coming out right across the table from every aspect of life. And this is where the energies are as we experience so much release and chaos. We can feel this collectively, but we know we can, with a hint of a smile there, more than a hint on most days, that this is all in divine timing. It's all perfect for each of us. And it is just a unbelievable time to be experiencing all of this. So keep expanding. Allow yourself to experience where you are. Understand that it is definitely big energies, but to reel it back in and keep it in perspective as much as possible, and ride the waves of understanding bits and pieces as you go through this. Okay, well, that was a mouthful, but it really just sort of had to come out. I hope this provides you some benefit. I love you guys very much. Keep sharing. We all help each other here, right across the board. There are some amazing people. We are all on the same page here. Many, many more than we think. Right across the network, right across the world. And it doesn't matter if you are a famous YouTuber or somebody who is holding on to clearing ancestral energy in their backyard. It is the same collective. It is the same energetic frequency that is moving us into those places. So your work, each of you, is sacred and needed right now. And so many of us, like people that I personally talk to, we are making this happen. By healing ourselves, we are collectively bringing new light to the world. So that's what I have for you today, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll definitely talk soon. Bye.